What's Adelaide like as a city for people? Well, how about we use RailNata's own ProSev rating system that rates permeability, radial links, orbital links, connectivity, integration, and violence. Adelaide's a big place and there's a bit of variation from suburb to suburb, so I've concentrated on the central business district and the inner suburbs here. First up, permeability. It's not bad. The city's quite walkable, but footpaths are often unevenly paved and the roads are wide with signalised pedestrian crossings at intersections universally requiring beg buttons to be pressed. I'd give it a 3. Second, radial connections. Adelaide's a very centralised city with almost all local public transport, it's bus, O-Bahn, trains and trams, focused on the central city. At times, the frequencies can be a bit lacking, but I think it deserves a 4. Next, orbital connections. These are awful. There is one orbital bus route, the number 300 Suburban Connector, that runs around the suburbs, clockwise and anti-clockwise, between about 4 and 10 kilometres from the city. It runs just once every 30 minutes on weekdays and once per hour on Saturdays and Sundays, and it stops between 6 and 7 p.m. This can only be rated at 1. Connectivity. Given the distances from other major Australian cities, passenger rail services are poor. There is a passenger train to Melbourne, the Overland, which is a lot of fun, but it runs just twice weekly and it is inadequate. Other than the tourist experience trains of the Ghan and the Indian Pacific, there are no other passenger trains to or from Adelaide, not even to other cities in South Australia. In fact, the only transport connections are privately operated buses. This has to be a 1. Integration is quite a bit better. There is an integrated fare system that's used for local buses, trains, trams and on the O-Bahn. There's a flat $2.60 fare off-peak and $4.55 peak, with each tap-on being valid for 2 hours of unlimited travel and connections. Intermodal integration is not spectacular, but it is adequate. The newer interchanges, such as here at Seaford Station, are pretty much best practice. I may be generous here, but I'm going to give it a 4. And finally, violence. Adelaide has largely escaped the worst ravages of motorway construction that has blighted every other Australian city. There is some damage being done right now to convert a major north-south road through the western suburbs into a freeway, but to be honest, that's something of an exception. There is a ridiculous number of multi-storey car parks in the central city though. In fact, Adelaide has more car parks than any other Australian city. And I'm not talking on a per capita basis. In absolute terms, it has more car parking than cities 4 times its size. On balance, I rate Adelaide a 3 here. So, adding all of those up, in summary, I give Adelaide's CBD and inner suburbs a ProSev rating of 16.